Well, a warm welcome to today's talk, Monday the 19th of June. Now, this video I'm making today, I'm making essentially because I'm absolutely furious. The Prime Minister in my country, Boris Johnson, or the Prime Minister at the time during the pandemic, he's already resigned because he was having parties during lockdown. And now there's another episode that's cropped up. Now, this has been known about for some time, but the Daily Mirror, one of the newspapers in my country, has released some video about it. So let's have a look at what this is about now. It's a complete scandal, and but there's some serious questions actually come out of this that we need to ask as well. Now, the Tory Party in the United Kingdom is the Conservative Party. It's just the Tories is just a slang word for it if you're watching overseas. It's a bit like the Republican Party in the States. Now, this takes place in December 2020. Now, of course, remember this was at the times of the lockdowns. At the time, the area concerned was in what was called Tier 3 restrictions. Remember, we had all these bizarre, somewhat, very arbitrary restrictions on what you could do, when, where, and how, and with whom. But the point is, rules here were absolutely driven a coach and horses through, completely broken. It's incredible. So this is the Tory Party during lockdown, December 2020. There's lots of popular links for this. This took place in Conservative campaign headquarters, London. Now, the point to grasp here is the Conservative Party was the ruling party at the time. And this was workers of this party. Not only, well, I'll show it to you. It's just incredible what was going on. Let's just get a gist. So someone said, "Are you filming this during the party?" Someone said, as long as we don't stream that, we're like bending the rules. So these people knew what they were doing. They knew it was wrong. Breaking the law, probably. It's being investigated by the police now, I believe. But I don't really care about the legality. It's the morality that I'm more interested in. December 2020, they were having a good old time of it when the rest of us were under severe restrictions. Now, the reason I'm absolutely furious about this is we've got these people, staffers working for the recently honoured Lord Balliol. I don't know who Lord Balliol is, but obviously they got him into power or something, I don't know. It doesn't interest me, it's not the point. Dancing and joking about defying lockdown rules, at least 24 revellers, 2 dancing officials twirling past each other, signs saying please keep your distance, satirically it would appear. Now, the point is, during this time, some of you were locked down in small flats with small children without a garden, having a really difficult time. Others of you were unable during these lockdown periods to go to the funerals of people you'd known all your life. Some of you are unable to go to weddings. We couldn't visit hospitals for such a long period of time. So we couldn't visit people in hospitals, but these guys were having a gay old time of it at the same time. Now, my story, I mean, it's probably like a lot of you, but at that time my dad was in the last stages of his life, and he was in hospital, and he had a level of confusion and dementia as a result of his illness. And we could only visit him through the hospital window. It's madness looking back now. So, my mum had been married to him for 65 years, and he couldn't work out why all of a sudden she wasn't coming to visit him anymore. And he didn't understand. And sorry, I might cut that bit out. Anyway, he didn't understand. And this was happening all over the country. People were really, really suffering. And yet the people working for the governing party, did they know that these rules were ridiculous at the time? What was going on? The duplicity of it is just absolutely galling. And if you're in the UK, you understand that. Other countries, you had similar ludicrous, arbitrary restrictions. So these people having a great time, basically making a mockery, and as I see it now, making a mockery of my family suffering. And I'm sure a lot of you see it the same way. A period of madness, but flouted by the elites, or maybe people who thought they were the elites. Staff members heard laughing, hope that they're not exposing us for bending the rules. One man says, oh, then he adds blasphemy to his offence, which of course I won't put in. Are you filming this? It's for party use, another joke, ha 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 ha, very funny. The man laughs after declaring, as long as we are not streaming. I guess they videoed it thinking it couldn't be dated, but it was. One of the men captured this guy, awarded an OBE, or Order of the British Empire. Now, not only does this make a mockery of the lockdown rules, it makes a mockery of our malodorous honour system in my country. It really makes a mockery of everything. And so this guy, Michael Gove, is a government minister now, I think. The decision to confer honours on people was one that was made by Boris Johnson as the outgoing Prime Minister, as they have the right to do, so he could honour his mates. As we say, a malodorous system. And I'm being polite for the video. So just to put this in context, 8th of December 2022, Health Secretary Matt Hancock, bless him. You've probably heard of Matt Hancock. He's the one who went to make lots of money in the Australian jungle on some reality TV show, and broke lockdown rules himself in ways which have become infamous, which I'm not going to go over now. But he was caught on camera breaking lockdown rules with one of his workers, assistants, whatever you call her. I can't remember what she was. Anyway, urges Londoners to adhere to COVID-19 regulations as cases rise in London. But of course, this doesn't apply to the political elites or party workers. This is just for the scum. This is just for the plebs. This is just for us. You know, those of us who thought we were doing the right thing. 10th of December 2020, Matt Hancock again announces that mass testing will be rolled out for secondary schools in the worst affected areas of London, Kent and Essex. 16th of December, London and parts of Essex, Herefordshire are placed into Tier 3. So as far as I can tell, they're in these Tier 3 restrictions at the time. Now, following the increase in number of cases, now Tier 3 restrictions are private indoor dwellings not permitted, other private indoor spaces permitted, gatherings not permitted, private indoor, basically you can see that down here nothing's permitted. Outdoor spaces not permitted. You know, these people were breaking the rules, and they knew fine well they were breaking the rules, mocking, as I see it, mocking the suffering of the rest of us. And what's more, mocking me personally, because I believed what the government was telling me at the time, while they were joking about it. At least these party workers were joking about it. This is leaving a very, very bad taste in the mouth of many people in Britain, and indeed through similar things in other parts of the world. House of Commons Library, you can check the history out for yourself. Coronavirus, history of English lockdowns. It's there. Reintroduced the tier system in December 2020, which is when this party took place. 2nd of December, tier system was reintroduced with modifications. 19th of December, the Prime Minister announced that a 4th tier would be introduced following concerns about a rising number of coronavirus cases due to new variant that was becoming known as the Alpha variant. Whether that was before or after attending parties, I don't know. If he did attend parties, which, all I can say for sure is we have a scandal called Partygate and he's no longer Prime Minister. Was this the culture throughout government at the time to mock us? Questions. Were these people told things about the effectiveness or the lack of effectiveness of lockdowns that we were not told? Were these people told things about the risk of infection or lack of infection risk that we were not told? Were they behaving as they were because they had inside knowledge? Was the British population treated like mushrooms? Unscientifically. Where was the scientific officer and chief medical officer during this time? Had they been giving advice to the government that wasn't quite the same as the advice they gave in on their public statements? pretty unpleasant questions really come out of this. Were these people told things about what did they told other things that we can't imagine? Did they told that? Did seniors know about this? If not, why didn't they sort it out? And of course, as you would expect, I don't know of much in the way of accountability that's come from this. As far as I know, the honours are still with the people that were given them. The Lord ennoblement is still in place, as far as I know. It's just it's been a sad episode in British life, really, and in other countries, and to come out that people have been mocking the difficulties and the sufferings that the rest of us went through, especially, in this time. I mean, I'm just grateful that my dad didn't actually die during this period of time. Other people during these lockdown episodes were saying goodbye to relatives on phones. And as a nurse, I've done this for 40. Been with relatives when they say goodbye to each other, and it's a vital time for all parties concerned. And people couldn't do that. A period of madness. Let's hope it doesn't occur. Let's hope we get some sort of answers to these questions, and we'll leave it there. Is it surprising some people have become a little cynical? I'll let you answer that one. Thank you for watching, but more importantly today, thank you for understanding.